Hi, this is Mark Perloff. I'm the executive producer for rollerCoaster Tycoon on the Switch for Atari. So right now we're demoing our sandbox mode. So this is one of the three main areas of the game. There's the campaign, which is the traditional Tycoon builder, where you are laying out your coasters and rides and slowly building at your park, getting more access to different areas of your park and new rides. There's scenario mode, where there are specific objectives that you need to complete within a pre-made park. And then there's the sandbox, which is completely open. You have unlocked the entire map, and you can place any ride or any other park element for free anywhere that you want. So this area of the game really lets you express your creativity in the way that you want. So this game comes out in later this year. It's most likely in September of 2018. So we're just showing you a sort of snapshot of where the game is right now. The game was developed by Invisio Creations, who also worked on rollerCoaster Tycoon Touch, which is the mobile game that came out at the beginning of 2017. When that game launched, it was the top app in the Google Play and iOS App Store for a time. So some of the core team that worked on Touch worked on Switch, and we have borrowed some of the design and art from that game to help develop this title. So it's really sort of a hybrid between that game and the classic RCT PC games that people know and love. So we really wanted to match the sort of ease of use and accessibility of the mobile title with the depth of gameplay and simulation of the previous PC games. So for now, I'll just give you a little tour of what you can do in our sandbox mode, and then I'll skip ahead to show you what a more filled out park looks like. So right now we have this merry-go-round here, but it's not connected to your park entrance, so your peeps can't access it. So if you go into our pathing menu, you see this nice grid here, and you can very easily trace over your paths to your merry-go-round. You can see it's a little wonky right now as we're still refining some of the systems. But the real premium we put on this was to make sure that navigation in the game and the controls using the Joy-Con is really seamless and easy to use. So now that you're connected, you can see that your merry-go-round is in motion, and technically peeps should start flooding in. They're not at the moment, but you can imagine as we get closer to release, they'll be flooding in to see your beautiful merry-go-round. I can add a few extra paths here, connect to the Helter Skelter ride.
Can you mention that you're using the Joy-Cons too? I don't know if you already mentioned that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so I'm controlling everything here with the Joy-Cons. So all the control system in the game has been adapted, I think, very seamlessly to use the Joy-Cons. There's also touchscreen control if you're just playing on the machine, not docked. But I actually find it just feels the best to actually to use the controls of the Joy-Con. So with the left stick, you move around the space. With the right stick, you rotate the screen. You can also tilt to get a full bird's eye view, and then get a little lower angle here, and then zoom in and zoom out. So a lot of the work already has been put into adapting the UI for the Switch so that everything is really seamless in terms of being able to quickly access the different aspects of the park that you want to get to, the different sub-menus. That's all navigated with the D-pad and with the left and right bumper. So you can see just really quickly how simple it is to start laying out just what you want in your park. So I'll show you also, after I lay a few of these down, that we also added terraforming. So you can personalize, customize the ground. Instead of using grass, you could use sand or red dirt or limestone to add a little bit of extra flair to your park. And then you can also add these granite hills. You can see it adds a little 3D depth. We'll have more terraforming options. Right now we have these granite hills and lakes and rivers. So you can really start to see, as you start using these systems, that you can build out some pretty fantastic parks that are really like personal to you. As an example, I can skip ahead to something that I made a couple days ago. This park is called Evil. Yeah, so this is it's built in Unity, same as ollerCoaster Tycoon Touch. And we knew that we didn't want to, and it wouldn't be acceptable to just make a straight port of the free-to-play mobile game. So we brought over a lot of the design and art, as you can see, from the mobile game, but it will all be up-resed and optimized. Right now, the frame rate is still a little choppy, as we're still months away from our final delivery. And we completely removed any of the free-to-play mechanics and brought in a more robust simulation that's based off of classic PC titles. So it's I think it's the sort of the easiest entry point for a new player into the series, as certainly for someone who's playing it on console or PC for the first time. But at the same time, I think it satisfies sort of the hardcore RCT user. But we did build it with sort of thinking about people who wanted quick play sessions, or really like families who wanted to play together. So a lot of the systems are very straightforward, not easy, but very sort of clear at any point when you're in the game what it is you need to do to make your park improve. You can see at the bottom here there's a menu screen of happiness, park excitement, cleanliness. So at any point you can really dig in to see what you need to do to optimize your park if you want it optimized. We'll also have heat maps at launch, so you'll be able to see like a complete view of your map and see exactly what rides are performing, what rides aren't, and what you can do to fix it. But that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is the insane thing that I built the other day to terrorize your peeps. So let's say you want to ride the octopus ride over in the corner. You need to take a trip through this canyon of despair around this broken ride, up through here, around to the deep forest, through the woods, and finally get to this broken gravity flux. It wouldn't be broken if I put a mechanic booth near here, but I don't want to. I also built this river that cuts through in this deep woods, and then also over here, I don't know like what inspired me, maybe Mr. Bones Wild Ride, but I created this sort of labyrinth to get to one broken ride. You can see I'm piloting all this with the Joy-Con, so the navigation is really simple and straightforward using it. And I don't know if this is the way that everyone is going to be playing RCT on the Switch, but I love that this is available to any players who want to play this way in our sandbox mode, because really there's no rules. It's just whatever you want to do to make the park that you want. So this obviously wouldn't be very efficient when you're building out your park in campaign mode, because this park is this ride is broken and it's so far away from the other rides, but we're not in the campaign mode. So as you can see, we still have work to do for optimization, but we know that we'll get there. At launch, we'll be 1080p at 30 frames per second when docked, and 720p at 30 frames per second when it's in handheld mode. So at launch, this game will have over 200 different rides, coasters, restaurants, shops, decorations to really build out the park just the way that you want. Addition to that, we should have ride cams when you're on the coasters, so you got a first-person view as you're flying around. Yeah. Intuitive Joy-Con controls, like I said.
When does the game come out?
We don't have a set release date for it yet, but most likely September of this year. Yeah. The team has been working hard. And right now, sort of the next steps are refining the simulation system and making optimization and frame rate improvements. So as you can see, this is more of a fully built out amusement park like you might find in the real world. So you can see peeps happily going about their business. You can see janitors cleaning up trash, ride mechanics. There'll be panda entertainers hidden around here somewhere, going about their business of making peeps happy. And you can see some of the terraforming in here as well, as we've added rivers and some of these granite hills to add a little extra texture and to make sure that your park looks the way that you want it to. So that's sort of the extent of what we're showing here for the sandbox mode, but we'll have more information over the next couple months about more of the simulation and the other campaign and scenario modes.